Let's bring in back at our two experts, and let's get right to the questions. Dan is writing in asking, gun violence prevention, the focus should be on mental illness. Guns don't fire themselves, and criminals don't follow laws or have any respect. Michael, can you start us off with answering that or kind of commenting on that?
Well, in part, that's the whole point of the red flag laws, right? There are people, and we all know people like this. They seem very stressed out. They seem like maybe they're on the point of breaking, and they have access, and sometimes they're obsessed with firearms. And that law is designed to intervene, give the police the ability to separate the person from the firearms and refer them for a mental health evaluation. That's how it's worked in Connecticut since 1999, and it's quite right. But there is no, there's no sense that persons with mental illness are more dangerous than other people. The focus is dangerousness, not mental illness.
All right, let's get to the next question. Mark is saying guns don't kill people, people kill people. If not a gun, will be a knife, a car, etc. Dr. Sathya, do you have something to say about that?
Yeah, I think to lean into the prior question, because it's somewhat related to this as well. I mean, this is about addressing the root causes of gun violence, right? And whether you're talking about homicide, unintentional injury, which we used to call accidental injury, or suicide, there are different root causes, and they need to be addressed. So, I know you guys brought up, folks in the crowd brought up mental health, right? We have a mental health crisis in this country. We all acknowledge that. That needs to be figured out. We need investment in those strategies, absolutely. But why provide folks who are struggling, whether that be mental health or any other health risk factor, or stressors in their life, why provide them with lethal weapons that can kill many people and themselves? Right? Again, mental health issues occur in every other country in the world, but they have nowhere near the same level of gun violence that we have.
Robert is writing into us today. Fact is, laws have never stopped criminals, so what purpose will these laws serve? Michael, start us off with that.
Well, I mean, you can compare state to state, and in states like Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, there's a lot less gun violence than you'll see in states like Florida, Texas, South Carolina, Oklahoma. And there's one of the reasons for that is how easy it is to acquire guns. And if you don't believe me, just look at some of these examples. Look at Uvalde, Texas. That kid turns 18, walks into his neighborhood gun store, passes one of these sort of filled with loopholes federal background checks, and is able to get not one, but two AR-15s plus thousands of rounds of ammunition, almost with no questions asked. That could not happen in a place like Connecticut, for example, because you can't buy AR-15s or large capacity magazines to start with, but you can't buy any firearm here unless you already have a credential issued by the state police. And in order to get that, you have to meet face-to-face with law enforcement. You have to pass an extensive background check, which does not rely only on the federal instant check system. So the odds that that kid with his history, or the kid in Buffalo with his history, could have legally acquired these firearms it's impossible in Connecticut. And those things could not have happened in our state at the moment, at least not legally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is not I want to just piggyback off that. This is not a criminal versus non-criminal issue, right? These weapons were legally purchased in a lot of these scenarios. When it comes to unintentional injury, 8 kids per day are killed in America because of weapons that are lying around at a household that they accidentally pick up and shoot at someone. So this is about other solutions, and laws absolutely do work.